Sam Steggles is a Norfolk man, born and bred, but he walks and talks faster. After a career in sales of poultry equipment, Sam ended up with 10 goats and went into the goat business making cheese. He very quickly won prizes and found customers all over the world. He then applied for a Nuffield Scholarship to learn more about how to make a small family business grow. And here, I better hand over to you. Sam.
Okay, thank you, Chris. And I can assure you all I don't have webbed feet. So I'd just like to set the scene a little bit. Chris was right. We had a cheese business. So as I applied for my Nuffield Scholarship 3 years ago, standing here, our business looked very, very different. We had a cheese business that was supplying cheese to national pub chains, airlines, food service, and some holiday cottages as well, generating an income from that. I applied for my scholarship looking at how businesses navigated sustainable food business growth. So I wish to look at how businesses grew with a particular emphasis on people, teams, how they recruited and retained the right people to help with that growth, how businesses navigated tricky economical and political times. Please bear in mind that I wrote this title long before COVID was even a word. But I have a confession. I'm not actually a presenting scholar. Although I've been on a journey over the last few years, I haven't actually technically done any travelling, but Chris kindly asked me to share some of that journey with you. So in March 2020, I set off from London on a Sunday morning to go to Australia to join the CSC. I had 4 nights in Brisbane, which was excellent, met up with some of my other cohort, 1 night on Talamonga Island, and in that time, things changed dramatically. COVID had started to take hold. So 7 days later, I flew home with nothing more to show for my efforts than a very expensive haircut. COVID-19 then hit. Our cheese sales went down the toilet. We lost 90% of our cheese orders overnight. All our holiday cottage bookings were refunded. Our cheese-making courses were refunded as well. So we lost, in effect, all our income overnight by the time I got home from Australia. I had 4 people working with me as part of my team that were looking at me for an income, looking at me to put food on the table, and we didn't really know what to do. Having just got off the plane, it was a bit of an eye-opener to get home and find that all these orders were cancelled, all the cheese was sitting in the fridge, and even airlines wanting us to take it back because obviously they had nowhere to fly to. So what we did have was a little self-service farm shop here in the top corner, the Goat Shed Mark I. So this was a little shed. You would come in, you would write in the book what you'd had, you'd take your cheese or your eggs or your milk, whatever it may be, you'd write in the book, you'd leave your money in the tin. Worked on an honesty-based system. Go forward to Friday of that week, and the wind was getting up. I was fed up with standing outside the front of this little shed with customers coming in, wanting to take some cheese, some milk. So what we had was a cheese-making facility here that the builders had gone home. They'd started to build it for us to cope with our expanding cheese business. But when that COVID hit, they all left. So we very quickly, that Friday morning, emptied the contents of the little goat shed and moved it into a pop-up farm shop. To give you an idea of scale, This is 45 feet wide and 20-foot bays. At that point, people then kept coming and asking us if we could find them new products. My wife would phone up and say that you can't get pasta in the supermarkets, there's no bread available. So I went to my little black book of contacts from the farmer's market time, and we sourced bread, we sourced meat, we sourced vegetables, we even had oodles and oodles of toilet rolls. So if it comes again, I've still got some left. Come and get them. With no strategy and no plan and no real desire to be a retailer or a shopkeeper as such, there was, we were just responding to customers' every need, really. And we weren't sure quite how long this was all going to last. So having been and travelled previously to going to Australia to the CSC, I came across a couple of very successful scholars. So this is something that had been in my mind for a while. I decided to start investing in residential properties here because we didn't know how long this COVID was going to last. I didn't want to have all my eggs in one basket, so we thought we would have an income from that as well. And by not having all my eggs in one basket, at the same time, one of my old customers from my poultry equipment days phoned up and asked if I was still interested in buying his business. So without really wanting to miss an opportunity, I agreed, and then found myself the proud owner of a broiler breeder business. So we now have a poultry side to the business as well, with some broiler breeders. I am fortunate that these other businesses don't take up too much of my time, which is good, because the goat shed customers in this pop-up farm shop were really quite pleased that we'd done what we'd done. They were invested in our journey with us, and they kept asking us if we would continue once COVID was over. And again, not wishing to miss an opportunity, we said yes. So it was at that point that we set about building a new farm shop. So in here, we have about 8,000 square feet of retail. We have a 120-seater restaurant that now serves breakfast all the way through lunch and afternoon teas. But it was all happening in quite quick succession, and without any plans, we found ourselves with a real mix of businesses. And we really wanted to bring them all together under one vision. And that's when we came up with our vision of creating smiles through food, farming, and family. So our business is all about creating smiles through food, farming, and family. If we fast forward to 2022, this video will show you better than I can explain where we're at. So where are we now? The Goat Shed, as a business, we now employ 30 team members. This year we'll turn over about £2 million. We have digitalised our accounts department. We're totally paperless. Our HR consultants provide on-demand support. I'm not particularly good with that side of things. We have an in-house marketing resource as well, which has proved invaluable. But Caroline, my ever-patient wife, is the one that provides the structure, the systems, and has the real people focus. The challenges that we have, or we're currently facing, are the cost of living crisis, and I think everybody's facing this. None of us know what's around the corner. January, February, March are going to be tough months, so we've got to tackle that one. Car parking has been a big issue for us. We've now just had to double the size of our car parking, and surprising when we're in the middle of nowhere, I know. But not in my backyard as well. We've got another poultry unit that we're just developing now, and the local village people don't wish for it to be in their garden, but they're very happy to go and buy chicken from just up the road. Your thing isn't working anymore. Can I have the next slide, please? This is my challenge to get this to work. So, what have I learnt so far? People. It's all about the people. Everything we do is about the people. So my Nuffield, as I set out on my Nuffield, I'm still learning about that. It's all about the team, our people that we employ. It's about our suppliers. It's about our customers. None of us would have businesses if we didn't have customers. Health. On my first Nuffield visit, the people I met sent me into London to meet other people, very, very successful people there, and the one overriding factor that I picked up on from them was that they all looked after their health. I'm a strong believer that there's a direct link between physical health and mental health. And with that in mind, I changed the way I look at life and how I did things. So I now have a personal trainer 3 times a week in the mornings, attack my mental health through physical exercise. Luck. We all need some luck. We have to be in the right place at the right time, and fortunately that's been true so far. Determination. My wife will call this my pig-headedness. I think this is very true, and resilience as well. If it doesn't work, then we dust ourselves down and try again. It's a lot better to have tried and failed than to have never tried at all. So my take home is that anything is possible if you put your mind to it, especially if you have the right team of people around you. And this picture here is exactly that. This is when I had the right team of people around me. I was asked to join a swimming team to swim the largest inland water swimming race in the world. So a team of 5 of us swam the length of Lake Geneva, 78 kilometres, 26 hours and 50 minutes, and as a group of 5 we raised 25,000 for charity, and as a team of 4 in the competition we raised over 50,000. So that's a great advocate of if you put your mind to it, you can achieve anything. But from a business point of view, the Nuffield community in particular has been a huge resource to me. In particular, I'd like to thank Gavin Lane, my mentor, and Matt Swain, who sits over there, because without their support and the support of the business group, none of this would have been possible, I don't think. So really, again, just thank you, Chris, for allowing me to come and share my story. I know that I'm not allowed to take any questions, but I will be around later if you wish. Thank you very much.